Hello Army, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about something that's absolutely crucial to understanding Jimin's impact on the K-pop industry, and honestly, on the entire landscape of idol performance as we know it today. We're diving deep into how Jimin literally changed the standards and expectations for dance in K-pop, and I'm going to show you concrete proof of this transformation. If you've ever wondered why so many choreographers, dance professionals, and other idols constantly reference Jimin when they talk about performance artistry, this video is going to explain everything. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on those notifications because this is going to be a deep dive, and let's get into how one person fundamentally shifted what K-pop dance could be. Let's start by establishing some context about what K-pop dance looked like before Jimin and BTS really made their mark on the industry. Traditionally, K-pop choreography was heavily influenced by hip-hop and street dance styles. You had a lot of sharp movements, synchronized group formations, powerful and energetic performances that emphasized precision and strength. This style was incredibly impressive and required immense skill, don't get me wrong. Groups would spend countless hours perfecting synchronization, hitting every beat with military precision, and creating these visually stunning formations that looked amazing when all members moved as one cohesive unit. This was the standard, this was what was expected, and this was what companies trained their idols to do. Dance training in K-pop companies focused heavily on these hip-hop and street styles because that's what had proven successful in the industry. Contemporary dance, modern dance, ballet, these were considered nice supplementary skills but not really the core of what made a good K-pop dancer. The emphasis was on power, precision, and synchronization above all else. And then Jimin entered the picture, and everything started to shift in ways that nobody could have predicted. Here's where Jimin's background becomes absolutely crucial to understanding his impact. Before joining Big Hit Entertainment, Jimin was a contemporary dance major at Busan High School of Arts, one of the most prestigious arts schools in Korea. Contemporary dance is fundamentally different from the hip-hop and street styles that dominated K-pop. It emphasizes fluidity over sharpness, emotional expression over pure power, storytelling through movement, and using the entire body as an instrument of artistic expression. It's about conveying feeling and narrative, not just executing impressive technical moves. This was the foundation of Jimin's dance training, and when he brought this approach into K-pop, it created something entirely new. Let's look at specific proof of how Jimin changed dance standards, starting with BTS's choreography evolution. If you compare early BTS choreography to their later work, especially songs where Jimin has solo or highlighted sections, you can see a clear incorporation of contemporary dance elements that weren't really present in K-pop before. Take Lie from the Wings album as a perfect example. This solo performance piece is almost entirely based in contemporary dance vocabulary, the floor work, the fluid transitions, the way his body moves like water while still maintaining the intensity and power required for a stage performance. This wasn't just Jimin doing contemporary dance on a K-pop stage, this was Jimin proving that contemporary elements could be integrated into K-pop and not only work but elevate the entire performance to an art form. The success and impact of Lie cannot be overstated. Dance professionals, choreographers, and other idols watched that performance and realized that K-pop dance could be so much more than they had previously imagined. It opened doors for other idols to explore different dance styles and for choreographers to think beyond the traditional K-pop vocabulary. Suddenly, you started seeing more contemporary elements, more fluid movements, more emphasis on emotional expression in K-pop choreography across the industry. That's Jimin's direct influence changing the standards of what was acceptable and desirable in K-pop performance. Let's talk about Serendipity, another pivotal moment in Jimin's impact on K-pop dance standards. The choreography for this song is delicate, elegant, and emphasizes grace and fluidity in ways that were almost revolutionary for a male K-pop idol at the time. Traditionally, male idols were expected to be powerful, sharp, and masculine in their movement quality. The idea of a male idol performing with this level of softness and elegance while still being captivating and powerful was relatively new. Jimin proved that masculinity in performance doesn't have to be one-dimensional, that male idols can express vulnerability and delicacy through dance and that audiences would not only accept it but love it. This opened up enormous creative freedom for other male idols and groups. After seeing the success of performances like Serendipity, companies and choreographers became more willing to explore softer, more emotional choreography for male artists. You can trace a direct line from Jimin's performances to the diversification of male idol choreography that we see today. Groups now regularly incorporate contemporary elements, fluid movements, and emotionally expressive choreography that would have been considered too soft or not masculine enough before Jimin proved otherwise. Now let's talk about something that dance professionals constantly mention when they analyze Jimin's impact: his facial expressions and emotional delivery. In traditional K-pop dance, the focus was primarily on executing the moves correctly, maintaining synchronization, and looking confident on stage. Facial expressions were often generic smiles, fierce looks, or whatever matched the general vibe of the song. But Jimin approached every performance like he was telling a story, and his face was just as much a part of the choreography as his body movements. Watch any Jimin performance and pay attention to how his expressions change throughout the song, how they match not just the general mood but specific lyrics and moments, how he uses his eyes to convey emotion and connect with the audience. This level of detailed emotional performance was not standard in K-pop before, but it is now. Go watch performances from newer groups, and you'll see idols paying much more attention to their facial expressions and emotional delivery. That's Jimin's influence trickling down through the industry and changing what's expected of a complete performance. Here's another concrete piece of evidence of Jimin's impact: the number of professional dancers, choreographers, and dance studios that specifically reference Jimin when teaching or discussing performance quality. There are countless videos online of dance teachers using Jimin's performances as examples of proper technique, emotional expression, and stage presence. Professional dancers from around the world have created reaction videos to Jimin's performances, and almost universally, they comment on how he elevates K-pop dance to a true art form. This isn't just fans being biased, these are trained professionals recognizing something genuinely exceptional and influential. The famous choreographer Sienna Lolo, who has worked with many K-pop groups, has specifically praised Jimin's ability to blend different dance styles seamlessly and make every movement meaningful. She's mentioned in interviews how Jimin's approach has influenced how she thinks about creating choreography for K-pop artists. When someone at that level of the industry credits a specific performer with changing their approach to their craft, that's undeniable proof of impact. Let's also examine how Jimin changed the standard for what versatility means in K-pop dance. Before, being a versatile dancer meant you could do different styles of hip-hop or switch between powerful and cute concepts. Jimin expanded that definition dramatically. He can do sharp, powerful hip-hop choreography like in Fire or Mic Drop. He can do elegant contemporary pieces like Serendipity or Lie. He can do playful, charismatic performances like Filter. He can do sensual, mature choreography like in his solo work. And he makes all of it look natural and authentic, never like he's forcing himself into a concept that doesn't fit. This demonstration of true versatility raised the bar for what's expected of top-tier K-pop dancers. It's no longer enough to just be good at one style, the best dancers are now expected to be able to transform themselves completely for different concepts and make each one convincing. Look at newer generation groups and how much emphasis is placed on versatility in dance. That's a standard that Jimin helped establish and elevate. Another crucial aspect of Jimin's impact is how he changed the relationship between dance and vocals in K-pop performance. Traditionally, there was often a trade-off: members who were the strongest dancers might not be the strongest vocalists, and vice versa. But Jimin proved that you could be an exceptional dancer while also being a strong vocalist, and that you didn't have to sacrifice one for the other. His live singing while executing difficult choreography set a new standard for what all-around performance capability looks like. This has influenced how companies train their idols and what they expect from them. Now there's much more emphasis on developing both dance and vocal skills to a high level, rather than accepting that trainees will primarily excel in one area. The standard for what makes a complete idol performer has been raised, and Jimin's example is a big part of why. Let's talk about body lines and movement quality, something that dance professionals obsess over but casual fans might not always notice. Jimin's understanding of how to create beautiful lines with his body, how to extend movements fully, how to make transitions smooth and aesthetically pleasing. This level of attention to detail and movement quality wasn't always emphasized in K-pop dance. The focus was more on hitting the moves correctly and being synchronized with the group. But Jimin's background in contemporary dance, which heavily emphasizes these elements, brought a new level of refinement to K-pop performance. You can see the influence of this in how choreographers now pay more attention to creating moments in choreography that allow idols to showcase beautiful lines and refine movement quality. It's not just about the big, impactful moves anymore, there's appreciation for the subtle details, the transitions, the quality of movement. That's Jimin raising the artistic standards of the entire industry. Finally, let's address perhaps the most important way Jimin changed K-pop dance standards. He proved that dance could be the primary vehicle for emotional storytelling in K-pop, not just a visual accompaniment to the music. Before, choreography was often seen as something to make the stage look good and give fans something exciting to watch. But through performances like JiminLaugh, through his solo work, through the way he approaches every stage, Jimin demonstrated that dance could carry the emotional weight of a performance, that it could be the main way a story gets told. This has influenced how choreographers approach creating dances for K-pop songs now. There's much more thought given to narrative, to emotional arc, to using choreography as a storytelling device. You see it in how groups now have more conceptual choreography, more movement that's meant to convey specific emotions or tell specific stories. That shift in thinking about what choreography can and should do, that's Jimin's legacy in K-pop dance. So there's your proof, ARMY. Jimin didn't just become a good dancer in K-pop, he fundamentally changed what K-pop dance could be, what it should aspire to, and what standards performers are held to. From incorporating contemporary elements to emphasizing emotional expression, from proving that versatility means true transformation to raising the bar for all-around performance capability, Jimin's impact on K-pop dance is undeniable and ongoing. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Jimin dance moment is, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.